I'm an oracle. I called it the Eagles, the West Coast Eagles, and we're here to show you why. I'm an oracle.
That was impressive.
You sat there and you scoffed at it.
But did I not say?
You scoffed and you laughed, you scoffer.
But then I said, I'll join you. And I joined you.
Did you really though?
Yeah.
You're entitled. You are so entitled, mate. Well done, Eagles. On the board for 2024. Let's go.
Hey guys, welcome to the Dan Does Footy podcast. You can find more of Dan Does Footy on the website, Spotify, YouTube, and social media. Lids off. See ya.
There was heaps of sick kids, and I was like, where are they? Kick him harder. Kick him all harder. Punch him in the face. That was bloody horizontally challenged, if you get what I mean. Boner. Oh, tough crowd today. Should we say this is the line? If you don't hear the next bit, it's over the line? Okay, so if you don't hear the next bit, I've got a line. Who's just walked past Punt Road? It dips him. Fly, Eagles, fly. Is that a thing? Or do we only do that in America? Do Eagles fans go fly, Eagle, fly?
They do now because of the whole "What's up, brother?"
Yeah, true. Well, what's up, brother? Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I do now, but it's come quickly, hasn't it?
I feel like it really gained momentum on us, especially here in Australia. It was big in America, and then it just felt this week that everyone's going, "What's up, brother?" He's awesome, that guy. Sketch. I think he says he doesn't have anything wrong with him, but I think he's got something wrong with him.
I love when he says sorry for cursing, but he didn't actually say anything bad.
Say sorry. He's just kind of,
He's great.
yeah. He's really, I feel like every player also did the "What's up, brother?" goal celebration, whether he played local Tuesday, whether he played local football or AFL, everyone was doing "What's up, brother?"
It goes to show you got to stay quick on the internet, don't you? Because I hadn't heard of it, and now it's everywhere.
Wish I had a goal celebration that players did.
Oh, we could think of
What
one.
can I think of?
I mean, this could be an ongoing thing where you pick a player going into the week. I don't know. Would that?
I want the players to do something cool like that I've started.
Well, what are you known for?
Hemorrhoids.
Hemorrhoids.
Or they go to their asshole, pick out a grape and eat it. So salute to me. That would be cool. I wouldn't think of something in celebration, like the best celebration a player can do. A golf swing would have made sense for the Masters this week.
That's true.
That would have been cool. Yeah, but you can't win them all. Speaking of the Masters, I last week got that wrong and I said the PGA Tour starts. And everyone's like, well, actually, the PGA Tour has actually started. The Masters are starting. Okay, guys, I get very excited here and get a little bit fizzed up. And then you guys were very quick to nitpick at me. So I got that wrong. The Masters were on over the weekend and I know you're not a golfer, so you don't get it, but unreal. So good. Scotty Scheffler won.
Stifler.
No, Scheffler. Not Stifler. Stifler's mum. Did you watch any of it? Did you have any idea it was on? Nah. It's just beautiful, mate. It's beautiful to watch. It's beautiful knowing, like, as a golfer, with someone who, like me, I'm a 26 handicapper, and just some of the stuff they're doing is unbelievable.
So what sort of handicap does Stifler walk in with?
It's not like Scheffler. Stifler, I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't know enough about golf to know what the handicaps are. I assume they're all just off scratch.
Okay.
But
So
they
they're
have
so
to
good
be.
they don't need one or have one.
I think once you reach, I don't know enough. Someone's going to be like, well, actually, you don't have a handicap when you reach the tour. I don't know, mate, but they're all starting the same. They shoot over, under.
Sure.
Tiger was still involved in the last day, which is good. Made the cut.
He's still
which
going.
Which is rare.
Wow.
Yeah, made the cut again. Adam Scott made the cut, which is rare. I'm just like talking to someone who doesn't know English at the moment to you. It was, all in all, it was a great weekend. I watched it and thoroughly enjoyed it. I'll be playing golf this weekend. How was your weekend? By the way, what'd you do?
Massive. I've been excited to tell you this. I've made a huge decision.
Yeah.
I'm joining a footy team
No way.
just to train.
Who?
Elstonwick,
Yeah.
the Bombers. Now, because I've got my Quidditch knee, so I know my aim is to maybe play, if we make finals, I'll play like
That's
the grand
such a shit move.
but I know I'm going to do I don't have an ACL.
You Quidditch knee. Have you told the physios there that you have Quidditch knee?
Yeah, I said I'll just have to train.
Yeah.
But if I can get up enough consistency, feel good with my fitness, and then we do quite well, I'll go, look, I'll play for one game only, knowing that I'll do my knee.
So you're just on the list training with them?
Yeah,
Like
correct.
you're just on the list?
I'm on the list.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Are ready to be called up? Would you reckon you'd want to go straight in the seniors football or like twos or
No,
thirds?
I'm in thirds.
Yeah, great. I
Thirds.
think that's
thirds training.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. That's a good
Yeah.
weekend. So
Yeah.
when's your first session?
Tomorrow night.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, a little bit nervous.
I would be.
I'm gonna get boots for the first time in a long time. I'm gonna get a new knee strap.
Well, you're going to run around in the candy stripes?
Can you do that?
Yeah, you can. I mean, actually, that's another thing we should probably talk about. If you're playing local football, can you roll around an AFL Guernsey?
I haven't done it in so long. I don't know what the rules are.
The Bombers, Elswick Bombers.
Yeah.
They got the edge?
I'll tell you on Thursday.
Yeah, tell me if they got the edge.
Yeah.
I need to know that big time. That's cool.
So that's cool. That's
That is
exciting.
cool. Someone, I've been asked, like, it comes in like a roller coaster up and down, week in, week out, to play local footy again.
Yeah.
And guys, a lot of people have messaged me as well saying, what would it take to get you out here? Trust me, guys. If you see me playing a local football game ever, just know I have taken a fucking stupid amount of money to be out there.
Yeah, okay.
That'll be the only reason I play. I'm not playing for the love of game because I do not love playing.
Really?
I hate that side of it. I love watching and speaking about it. But if you see me put the boots on at some fucking cow paddock in bumfuck nowhere,
It's your shout.
I have made a lot of money. It's
Yeah.
my shout.
Yeah, right. So it's interesting because you hear a lot of people that retire and go, "Oh, now I love it again because there's no stakes." You know, like I can just relax. This reminds me of what it was like as
Yeah,
a
but
kid.
for that before, like you can't relax because you kick 6 at half time and it's like, that's still not enough. People are like, I failed AFL footballer. Oh, well, I
Only
just kick
kick
six
six.
on 3 of you. Like, come
Yeah.
on, I need more than that. I don't know. I did, local football did start up this weekend.
Yeah.
A lot of sore bodies be getting around this week. There's nothing like as well when you decide you want to play local footy and after that first week, you're just like, what am I doing here? This is a long season now. And it's only going to get worse with the weather here in Melbourne.
You're not really getting me excited for tomorrow night at this rate, but I am only
It's
training.
good now.
So,
I mean, the worst part of local footy is when it's a sad day, it's pissing down rain, and you're like, this is just, I'm going
Yeah.
to stand out there for 2 hours.
Also, I noticed on the weekend 9:20 starts for a lot of games.
Awesome.
That's I don't know about that.
I reckon I'd only play if you took money out of the equation and someone's like, do you want to play? I'd say, yes, I'm playing, but I want literally an 8:30 a.m. start and we're done by 11.
Yeah,
So I
okay.
can get to the pub for lunch, enjoy them a day.
Yeah, okay.
2 p.m. starts for local footy is a fucking crime.
Yeah.
It really is. Don't give them 2 p.m. starts. Give them 10 a.m. Get the 2s to 8 a.m.
Yeah.
and just get them done so they can go enjoy the footy after, enjoy their days.
I think that makes sense, but in my head I thought, geez, that's early to play a game.
It is
But,
early.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
See Ben Cousins rolled around for Xavier. I think he did, old Zabs.
Really?
Yeah. How'd he go? I'm not sure how he went, but he was playing this weekend for him.
Let me have
So I
a
had a
look.
mate, Christian Johansson, who was playing in the thirds for him. Bit like you,
Mm-hmm.
never played a game. I hadn't played a game in a long time, hadn't even really trained, ripped his hammy off the bone.
Oh,
He's out for 10 weeks on crutches. And serves him right.
he did play, by the way.
Yeah, how'd he
had
go?
a run out on. Well, I can't. I don't know because it's Herald Sun. You have to pay for that.
Yeah.
So do you want me to make it up?
Yeah, go for it. Just
Well,
have a
I-
guess. Well, what does the picture feel like it says?
Well,
What were you
he's-
assuming off this article?
that he had a kick with the old Xaverians, under 23s, but just a training on Thursday night. So
Oh, did he? So he didn't play.
He might have.
I saw him at Bar Bambi. He took a photo at Bar Bambi
Where's that?
in the city. I'm surprised he haven't been to Bar Bambi.
Sounds
You strike
posh.
me as a Bar Bambi guy.
Sounds posh.
It's very good. The Russians own it. They're very good. Not the Russian mafia. The Nick and Dan Russian own it. The Russian mafia.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know if they have any affiliation with it, but you don't fuck with the Russian mafia
Yep.
at all. I have before.
Didn't
Big
involve?
mistake for me.
Is that where the merch is coming from? The Russian mafia?
It's a great call, Ollie. Guys, we've honestly lost his fucking merch. Jason from China, got a feeling his name is not Jason because he doesn't strike me as a Jason. He strikes me as a fucking thief. I don't know where this merch is. I've generally lost. I know it's not your concern, guys. You don't care. You will care because I like the merch that we've produced. But it's like, I cannot find it for the life of me. Can't track it.
So it was supposed to be here last week, right?
Supposed to be here last Thursday. Gone to thin air.
Oh, Jason.
It's absolutely gone. So who knows? It's hopefully we find it this week. I'm praying we find it because we've
Yeah.
got caps ready to go. I've got the website being built for this. Just need the hoodies now.
We've
So
got a big
fingers crossed.
modelling sort of catalogue that we're planning.
Yeah, we're doing a video. We're doing some stuff here. We're doing some stuff. I was in Sydney last week on the Thursday. Well, Thursday, yeah. Did some cool stuff with Gatorade during the week. And I'm starting to feel like I'm the curse for players. Whenever a play comes around DDF or myself, something unfortunate happens to him. We had Sam Doherty saying he had that dog in him. Obviously, his ACL. Oleg got the curse. He went down in his first game after coming off the back of our interview. I did some stuff with Sam Taylor on the weekend. Knocked out. So I don't think maybe I'm not going to get any touching time with the AFL clubs anymore.
Any touching time?
We touched. Sam Taylor's a big guy.
Yeah,
Notice how big he was. Very, very big. Very, very big. But Sydney was cool. Only spent the night there. Very cool.
Where'd you stay?
The W.
Big W.
Shout out to the hotel. The hotel.
Hotel
Close.
W.
Shout out to the W. Very looked after me. Very nice. It was a very nice W in Gonna pretend where it was. Don't know where it was. It was in Sydney somewhere.
Sydney is just nice, isn't it? It's just nice. It's not for me, but it's very nice.
It's not for me either. It's very too busy.
Yeah.
Too much happening. I prefer my little hole here in Melbourne where we're safe. We can't go to Adelaide anymore. You've ruined Adelaide for us.
Yeah, that's done.
Speaking of Adelaide, fuck Adelaide Crows. That just, I'm going to get to that soon, but god damn it. Hey, a bit happening in the AFL world. Everyone's fed up with Luke Beveridge at the moment and Bulldogs team. They were just horrible. It's just, I guess there's a team every week that we have to put the spotlight on, but this week, and I feel like it's been bubbling away, the Bulldogs have just in no man's land at the moment as well.
Yeah.
Went out and got Lob. Liam Jones signed Norton to a big deal, brought in James Harms for some inside grunts, drafted Riley Sanders, who they keep taking out of the game, and he was obviously so annoyed about that in the weekend. And then you roll up to Marvel against the Bombers team, who are gettable, didn't have any edges, circle team, really, and don't even fire a shot. And it's just confusing. I looked at his press conference, I watched his press conference after the game, and it's like there was no answers there for fans if you want. Because that's where you go after the game. Like, okay, well, I can see what happened in this game. What did the coach see? Because maybe it's different. And the way he spoke was like he doesn't know where they are as well. Selection issues, left, right and centre. They got McRae, who has 3 All-Australian Blazers. Can't even really get a look in. Caleb Daniel can't get a look in. Across the board, who knows what this Doggies team's doing? I have no idea. And they have to make a decision now on Bevo. Not to be confused with Bevo, the TikTok star. A lot of you guys are getting confused. Is it Bevo or Bevo?
It's still like a decision made on both, though.
Yeah. Well, I think we're cancelling Bevo.
Okay, that's
Bevo's done.
Okay.
But it's just, I don't know. I think you got to tell us if you're rebuilding or if you're not rebuilding. What is it?
Well, can I ask you the question? How long does winning a premiership give a coach? Because that's what it feels like, right?
So that one went in 2016.
2016?
You got 5 years.
Okay.
5 years now. So that's almost 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
That's a
Wow,
long
it is
time
too,
ago.
yeah.
Almost 10 years ago. And he's a good coach. Like, you have to be a good coach to win a flag. But I feel like they haven't evolved since that flag win. Because when in 2016, when they won, it was inside ball and then some good stuff on the outside to, they were hard inside, gave them the outside, and off they went to the races. They were quick. That was their ammo. And now they just haven't adapted at all to the way footy's being played. At all. Nothing has changed this Doggies team.
I don't know. Win a grand final and make a grand final. Does that give you another year? So you reckon just 5? I don't know.
I reckon you have 5. If you win a flag, you have 5.
Yeah, okay.
You have 5. But then he comes out and says, now we're in a phase, because everyone's been asking about selection. Like, what's going on at the selection table? This is just weird. Even from, if you don't even go for the Doggies, you look at it and go, this is what the fuck's happening. And he goes, oh, well, there's all this selection pressure. But then on the other side of the coin, he's going, and we're also going to give younger kids an opportunity. So if I'm Bont, if I'm Norts, if I'm Jamara, if I'm these guys, Libba, who are in their prime, in the window still, I'm going, well, what are we doing? I feel for Bont the most. Just wasting him at the moment.
Yeah.
Poor blokes, hasn't won a Brownlow, won a premiership, which is cool, but he's in the prime of his career and you're just failing him, which is so sad. I want more for the Bont, and I hope that they can sort it out because he deserves more than what he's getting at the moment. But they reckon they're close to, with all this noise going on, they reckon they're close to signing English. They reckon they're close to doing something with Bailey Smith, but who really knows? The funny thing about English contract now is that because they're going so poorly, they're in a position where they have to even make a decision saying, do we sign English to a long deal or do we flip him for 2 first-round draft picks and start putting these pieces around Bont again and building back up? They're just in a horrible spot at the moment. Horrible spot. And feel for the Doggies fans. Fuck, you'd be frustrated. You'd be so frustrated as a Doggies fan. So we are wrapping our arms around you this week, Doggies fans. We were thinking of you. It's not easy. You're not wrapping around them.
No, because they got the Saints Thursday night. So I'm going to be doing the
They're the Saints this Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big game. I feel there's a lot of teams that play exactly like each other.
Yeah, that's so,
Do you reckon?
That's so true.
Like Dogs,
Yeah.
Essendon and Saints all play the same footy.
And the same ground.
Same
So
ground, yeah. Marvel specialists.
No one really knows who's playing.
No.
It's just-
All the same game plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big game Thursday night. Yeah. Big game. Footy tips were cooked this week. Absolutely cooked. I don't know. If anyone got 9 this week, you're a fucking liar. You are a liar. There's no way anyone got 9 this week picking that. Because we didn't. We lost. I think I only literally got the Eagles call right this week.
I got first 4 wrong, last ones right, something like that. But a couple of decisions, if you looked elsewhere, you could have been genuinely, I was looking at it before, you could have been staring down the barrel of maybe the 2 right. So if we tip West Coast over, lots of people would have tipped Richmond over West Coast.
Yeah.
Lots of people would have tipped Carlton over Crows.
Yeah.
I tipped the Saints because I legally have to.
Yes, you do. You go for them.
Bulldogs over Essendon felt like a
Right.
no-brainer. Melbourne over Brisbane
right.
felt like a no-brainer. It was really Gold Coast over Hawthorn, Geelong over North Melbourne,
Yeah.
Port Adelaide over Freo.
Terrible
Really, with the
round.
3
Terrible round of tipping
Yeah.
all round. Terrible round. I'm going to say it again, and it's becoming a constant theme on this show. Fucking score reviews. You know what? We are. I actually want Sportsbet to give us a market for the over-unders of reviews each round.
That's bloody good.
Give us, I reckon, if they were, and I don't know if they're going to give it to us. I don't know if I have that much power with Sportsbet. We'll see. But I would love an over-under market for score reviews. I'd go 16. That's 2 a game.
For the round?
Yeah.
You think yeah. Oh, yeah, easily
I'd go
to
16,
to
over
a
under
game.
16 and a half this week coming into it.
Easily to a
Yeah.
game.
We're now approaching 100 in the first 5 rounds. 100 score reviews. We had 4 in the first quarter for the Dogs and Essendon game. It just takes the sting out of it. I mean, I'm at a point with the goal umpires. Do we need them anymore?
It's true.
Do we actually need them? Because all you're telling me the day is that you're telling me goal, point, or you're sitting upstairs. I think we all know what a goal is now. When it flies over your head through the middle, we know it's a goal. When it flies the other side of the goalpost, we know it's a point. You're now telling me with your score reviews, you're not really sure if it was a goal or a point. But we can just send it upstairs.
Got to be careful what you wish for because that means no Roden. So
I would make an exception that Roden has to
he
stay.
has to.
If he could do both ends, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Like when they take a set mark, he runs around the boundary to do the other one. That'd be awesome.
He'd get there
Or maybe
too.
he was on a bike or something. He just rolls around.
Yeah.
Well, okay, all goal umpires gone except for Rhodes.
No, I totally see your point.
It's so
It's the
frustrating.
future.
Do we need? I don't know if we need. Let's get AI involved. Just get AI down there and sort it out. AI is strong enough to take over every job. Let's just get him in goal umpires.
That's a good point.
It's so annoying. I'm over it. The Cats game. They had one where the goal umpire. I don't know what happened here, but the ball was in front of the goal line. Contest. It fumbled down to a player who was dragged across the line, but as he was dragged, he kind of like handballed it over through the point post. So the goal umpire called a score review, and when they were talking the mics, the goal umpire was like, "I think he threw it." No. So you can't call a goal score review for a throw. Like that's not your power. You can't do that. Bizarre. That's where we're at. That is where we're at the moment. So a weird round of football. A lot of angry fans. I went through the feedback from you guys, and a lot of you guys were saying that. A lot of you were calling for Bevo's head, to be honest with you. A lot were calling for Bevo's. A lot of angry Hawthorn fans. Blues fans reckon they're not as good as what they are. A lot has changed in the world of football. But we move to delist or play on. I haven't done this in a couple of weeks. So delist or play on this. Standing up to yell ball at the footy.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, play on.
Massive play on.
You need to because sometimes the umpy can't hear
That's
when
true.
you're sitting down. So if you stand up and yell it, like in front of some kids, aggressively as well, and spill your beer, like that makes them hear it more.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very much like the sorting hat in Harry Potter. You know, it takes your say into consideration. You know, so if you're requesting a house or you're saying ball, you know, the umpire or sorting hat will take your point of view into consideration.
How have you put the Harry Potter spin on this?
Well, I'm surprised it's taken me 18 minutes.
All right, let's play on. If a player goes down, you can bring someone on from the crowd who's wearing their Guernsey number.
But only if they've got the number? Is that the rule? Yeah.
So if Dusty went down, they can look in the crowd for a bloke who's got number 4 on. Yeah, I like that.
I love it.
Bring that in. Just quirky rules. They should actually do this. If we're going to experiment with things like, you know, how he did the goalpost, if he hits the post and goes back into play, it's play on. Let's do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just experiment. If the player goes down and someone's wearing his number, you get to pick a player to come in, that
Yeah.
person to come in.
Something happens that your team has 5 minutes where they can only play people who are left-footed.
Yes.
You know, for 5 minutes.
Love that. Yep. Yeah, I'm trying to think of something else. But I like where we're going here.
Yeah.
Delist or play on, putting doors on the showers in the rooms.
Well, I don't know enough about. I haven't been in there. So
I went to the change rooms the other day. I was doing something there. I wasn't just walking in the change rooms. That sounded like I was just doing something. I went to the change rooms and there were doors on the showers, and I thought, this is foreign to me.
Was this at the club?
Yeah, it was at a footy club.
Right.
Yeah. I want to see some dicks.
Sure. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I mean, after a long, hard game in the trenches together or a training session, you want to get in there and just look at some groins, you know, and just be like, these are the these are the dicks I'm following in the battle, you know.
You and you.
And you want to point at them and say, that's a nice one. That is really nice, and just give compliment. I think we need to take the doors off the showers.
Okay.
Do this play on, send a bounce, do it at the start of the quarter, then sack it.
I reckon, just not do it at all. I don't see the idea of doing it once and then moving on. Just feels a little bit pointless to me.
I mean, maybe just as umpires, let's just fucking get it right, yeah?
There's that.
Like, you could just master it. It's like us saying, hey, AFL players learn how to kick a drop punt.
Yeah.
Like, consistently.
That's true.
Like, the umpires you're probably doing 5 a quarter.
Yeah.
Let's just get them right. Let's nail them.
All right, so play on.
Also, such a hard and weird skill for an umpire to do.
Have you done it?
Yeah, I have. It's very hard.
It's tough.
It's difficult. We ask so much of our umpires. Now, the more I think about Australian rules football, we ask them to do a skill to start the game, bounce the ball for us.
Yeah.
We ask them to now get the goal line decisions right. We ask them to run 13 kilometres a game as well and whistle and explain things. Easy job, if you ask me. High fives outside of footy.
Outside of footy?
Yeah, not on the footy field. You strike me as a big high fiver. A high tenner.
I was going to say, I've been known to do a high 10.
In what situation are you throwing out high tens?
Oh,
Like, that's really exciting to throw a high 10 out.
I think, okay, for example, in Adelaide, I caught up with
be careful, mate.
No. When I was with a mate of mine that I haven't seen in a long time, he came back to the table with a beer.
You didn't high 10 him?
But also a shot of tequila. And I went, nice one.
Oh.
Nice one, brother. What's up? What's up, brother?
Bring back high 10s.
High 10s.
We can start doing that. When a jug of beer gets brought to the table, start throwing out high 10s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like a high 10 seems very...
Play on.
You can play on.
Massively.
It's just so like childish and
Correct.
belittling to give someone a high 10.
Imagine, oh my God, I can only imagine me trying to give you a high 10 if we're not sitting.
No.
Because I'd have to
come
jump.
up.
I'd
Stretch
have to
above your head.
jump.
Yeah. Okay. High 10s. I want to see some high 10s at the pubs. Not showering after a local footy game.
Well, I know how you'd feel about this.
Well, you know what I want to see after a game? I think you have to shower after a footy game.
Because you're going straight to probably lunch after that with the team, I would assume.
Well, local footy, you just go home or you go into the clubbies for some beers.
Yeah.
But I would have thought that you would have wanted to get that. I mean, I was never dirty after a game anyway. I was pristine still.
That's true.
But the other boys showered. I was like, fuck it, I'll shower as well. That's weird. You guys showering? Fuck it, I'll have a shower. Yeah.
I think you should.
Yeah, you get a shower.
You
I don't
get
know
a
who's
shower.
not showering. If you're not showering after a footy game, you got to take a long hard look at yourself. And last one, middies at the footy.
Big
Get
deal
rid
list.
of them. Who has the contract there? I'll be careful here. It's Asai, which we love.
We love.
Let's bring back some full strengths. Just give us some Carltons. Give us full strengths and let us get pissy at the footy. Let us feel a buzz, you know? Because 10 middies aren't even touching the sides.
You know what? I'm going to do it again in Adelaide Oval. I go, can I have 2 beers, thanks? And they go, yeah, no worries. Small one or a big one? I go, excuse me?
Sorry?
A small one. And you could have a small midi.
Yeah.
Well, that's just pointless for everyone involved.
No. I swear at some bars, they're like, you go, I'll have 4 beers. And they go, okay, no, it's only 2 per person. Hey, just give me 4 fucking beers, mate. How does that sound? How about you give me 4 beers? Because otherwise I have to take these 2 back and line the fuck up again. We got to sort that out.
No.
Give us full strength beers at the footy, please. We deserve them. Next year, only because it's been spoken about so much, next year we're going to have 50 to 60 millionaires
In the league.
in the league because of new broadcasting deals. and then gets funneled down to the players. So the players are going to be rolling around in Bentleys, Lambos, Ferraris, just spending cash. You know Tim English only wears designer?
Really?
Yeah. It's like a really quirky thing. Wears like Balenciaga and Prada and stuff only, which is just not the guy I would ever have picked to wear designer only.
Yeah, he does look like Princess Diana. Which I don't know what
Where have you
relevance.
pulled that from?
Well, he
You reckon?
does. He does.
I mean,
He does.
it looks like he's another guy whose hair doesn't move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he does. He just does.
I wouldn't say he looked like Princess Diana, but he wears designer all the time.
Who does he look like then? Because he's got to look like someone, and I know the answer.
Looks like
Or-
some kind of like Swedish ice hockey player.
Yeah, that or like a blonde Woody from
Yeah.
Toy Story.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a striking look, but he wears designer. I thought that was striking.
Well,
And
so no
he's-
wonder he's playing out for a big contract.
Well, he's going to be a millionaire next year for sure.
Yeah.
He's going to be a millionaire, and so is everyone's talking about Hugh McCluggage and what he's worth. They reckon $1.3 million for him.
Do you reckon?
He's 26. He's in the prime, but he's not in the tier of Track, Bond, Walsh, Cripper. Like he's the tier below, where it's like McCluggage, Dunkley, that tier.
Yep.
Probably, Jack Steele's a tier above. Trying to think who the Saints would be in the same tier as him.
Well, I think the point there is, though, is it's almost irrelevant if a new broadcast deal gets brought in and wages go up in general, well, then that's not his
Everyone's
fault,
getting
right?
paid. No, it's
Yeah.
not. No, it's never their fault for getting paid. You got to respect getting those dollars, but it's just like, whoa, that's so
Yeah.
much money. So much money to invest in. I mean, you're right though. What's the difference? If they're getting paid that much, just pay the boys. Pay them. We spoke about the doggies already. So let's get to the round review right now. I know we called that it'd be an upset round, but I also just didn't pick the upsets. Like I thought that the games were pretty straightforward, that it was going to play out the way I thought it was going to play out. Knowing though that upsets were on the cards. So stupid me. Look like an idiot. Melbourne, Brisbane, the MCG on Thursday night. And we thought that Melbourne would come out and win this, but they just didn't get anything going. And then you realise they've played 3 games in 12 to 13 days. So no wonder. They just look tired. Also, AFL, don't give them that schedule. That's a horrible schedule to give them. It's not fair. And the more I also thought about it, and I was like, why do they lose and why do they look so shitty? They would not have touched a footy or done real training for 3 weeks, given their schedule. 3 games, 12 days. Your conditioning team probably goes, let's just recover here. Let's do the bare minimum. We'll get the legs ticking over. We'll do some light skills. We'll do some walkthrough formations and setups and all that and some plays. But let's just really, we'll take the foot off here and put the handbrake on. So their worst performance in a long time. Like you can't deny it. And I'm still going to put it down to them just being absolutely fucking exhausted and wanting to get the bye. They were all down across the board. Track and Oliver were just down on their usual selves. The only one who literally put his hand up and looked like he wanted to be there was Big Maxi. Big Maxi just having an unbelievable year. And ever since Grundy got him in opening round, where the fuck that round was, the first round, he's been good. He's been really good. Really good. And full credit to Brisbane, they came out and just punched them in the face. And normally Melbourne would come back and be like, okay, that's a good punch. Let's go now. And start throwing some punches at each other. But they just didn't at all. And I'm going to keep saying it. Their forward line needs something. It's just a weird forward line. You can't, they'll play finals, but the more I look at it, I say, I can't trust you guys in a final. Just because I don't know if you're going to fire on all cylinders or if you're going to kick 50 points.
Yeah.
It's too up and down. Without Cozzy as well, just, it's messy.
Yeah. If push comes to shove in a shootout situation,
They're in all sorts.
they're in all sorts.
They're in
totally.
all sorts. Yeah. Especially if they come up against a Brisbane.
Yeah.
Then say they have to play, say Brisbane come good and get a home final.
Yeah.
And you take Melbourne up to Brisbane, you're getting a shootout.
Yeah.
And they will not be able to go with them.
Yeah.
So next year they have to do something and get it forward because, I mean, they'll play finals this year. They're just too well structured and coached not to play finals, but they got some serious issues when they put the ball forward. The scoreboard did flatter them in the end, only by 22 points. And they were gassed. So they walked away and probably 3 games, 12 days, you walk away and go, we'll take that 22-point loss. The buyers come at a good time for them. They'll be fine. The Lions, just a business trip. As we said, they want to come here, redemption on their mind. The last time they played here was the grand finals. There was a bit of that involved as well. And came here and from the first bounce, they just went bang, bang, bang. And their forward line gelled. Charlie kicked 3. Hipwood, Danaher kicked 2 each. So everything that has to go right for a Brisbane game plan went right. So Brisbane looked like Brisbane, and now they're 2 and 3. And you go, well, your first start, you start the season where going 0 and 3. Who cares now? It looks all right, 2 and 3.
Particularly if you're beating Melbourne at the MCG.
Good effort.
That's enough
Yeah.
that we need to know that they're not totally
Good
shit-house,
effort. Good effort. The Ainsworth Petty thing has been blown up by the media. I mean, I think it's pretty quick, the summary of it.
Yeah.
Not needed. Shitty look. But also, let's not blow this up. It was a brain fade moment, given everything that's happened. Yeah.
Also, was Ainsworth even at the club when all that went down originally?
I don't even know who the fuck Ainsworth is,
Yeah, I don't
to be
think
honest
he
with you. I don't know. Was he?
I don't think he was.
I didn't know. I don't know, but yeah. I just looked at it and was like,
Yeah.
not needed, Give us a good sledge. We're pretty close to not being able to do anything this game.
Yeah, it's true.
Tackling, you can't do. Bumping, standing the mark.
Yeah.
Taunting's going out the window.
Obviously, high tens are safe.
High tens are definitely safe. Actually, you get a week for giving a high 10.
Yeah.
Mate, back in the day, fucking, what's his name? Big angry guy from the Bulldogs was the ruckman at Brisbane.
Ben Hudson?
Ben Hudson.
Yeah.
Fucking Ben Hudson. Ben Hudson, my first game, stood across me from the centre bounce and said, I'm going to kill you. Now, that's not a taunt. That's more of a death threat. So where's the AFL said on that? Yeah, exactly.
What did you say?
I was 18 years old and I was like, okay, you're clearly just not going to kill me. We're on an AFL field. That would be murder.
Yeah.
And you'd go to jail for a long time.
Lots of cameras.
Lots of cameras.
Right.
But standing across from there is like, I'm going to kill you here.
Gee.
It's like, Ben, you're old as shit. No, you're not. Oh, well, I didn't like it. Anyway, Melbourne have the bye. Will come at a good time for them. They'll be keen to have a rest and just get back on track the week after. Dogs v Essendon Marvel. We spoke a little bit about the doggies, but for Essendon, they had the edge out this week. Edge out 1 week, not out the other week. I can't keep up. And all eyes were on them, so they had to turn up here. They had to turn up, and they actually did. The Dogs started off competitive and then just rolled over completely. And contract stringer, he was good. I mean, he only kicks 2, but his game, he was buzzing around. You know those dollars are coming for him now.
2 a game's enough.
2 a game's enough for a $700,000 contract.
100%.
Yeah. Cole Langford just kicks goals. He's like Brody Mychek. Doesn't do anything amazing, but you can just pencil him for 2 a week.
Yeah, pretty unassuming. But
So
always
unassuming. And I love what Sammy Durham's doing. Durham.
there. Whichever you'd prefer.
I'm going Durham.
Yep.
Yeah. Durham. Looks like he's going to sign a big contract and also could be the face of Bonds. Good looking rooster and can play. He's only 22 years old. He's doing some things out there that are making me excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the face of Bonds. If I'm Bonds, I'm going, that guy is going to be...
He's it.
He's going to be in some jocks soon.
You've got the X Factor, baby.
Yeah, you've got that look for us. And then we said for the Dogs, just head scratches galore. Bad week to be ahead down at Whitten Oval. Going to get scratched. You're going to get scratched to your red raw. Timmy English got done by 36-year-old Todd Goldstein, which you can imagine how I was watching that.
At what point do you retract everything? Because he's not been that bad. He's been pretty good.
It's not that he's been bad, it's just I don't like the setup.
Okay.
It's not a personal thing against Todd Goldstein, even though it seems personal.
It feels quite personal.
I mean, he did make me eat a football. I just don't like the way it looks.
Yeah.
I still don't like it going forward for Essendon.
Yep.
I don't like the 2-pronged attack. You know what I say? If you've got 2 great rucks, you've got none.
Oh, that's bloody good.
It is good.
Put that on a bit of merch.
If you've got 2 good ruckmen, you've actually got none.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's the same for Jackson and Sean Darcy.
Yeah.
You've got none.
Just cancel each other out,
Yep.
kind of thing. Yep.
Yeah, so I don't like the look of it still, even though it's working sort of at the moment. It took the Doggies 40 minutes to score after the Bombers kicked 6 in a row. Just could not get a thing. At Marvel as well. That's a highway. Built on concrete. You should be able to score within 10 seconds there if you really choose. Alarm bells. The thing about the Dogs is when it goes inside forward 50, it just comes back out like lightning. It shoots back out. They're good in the air. They're actually too good in the air. They all crash together. Well, I just would love to have some space as a forward to fly by yourself and not have to take a 4v1 pack mark against everyone. And when it hits the ground, they generally, maybe it is to do with their height. I feel like when people say it's to do with their height in the forward line, it's a cop-out for not being able to put pressure on the ground. But when it does hit the ground at the moment, they've got no chance of keeping it in. And that's why the mids are on the back foot and that's why the defenders are out of place because it just slingshots out of there. And now, as we said, Bevo has to find some answers before they take on your Saints Thursday night, which is a big game. Are you doing the MC?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're up and about.
I'll be back. I've only done it at the MCG, so, new track for me.
You'll be nervous.
No, not as nervous as the G. That
Under the
felt,
roof.
Yeah, that felt prestigious. This feels like home.
Yeah. Is it your home game?
Yeah. Or else I wouldn't be doing it.
Hey, speaking of your home mob, Giants v Science. Giants survived the scare by 1 point. The Saints, they hate a first half of footy. It's like they just don't want to rock up for a half. And they come out and just either reel teams back in or turn it on. They're the best team in the league at waking up with 20 minutes to go in a game of footy.
Isn't that so true?
It's unbelievable. You'd sit there, I don't know what Ross does, but you'd sit there as a Saints player and a Saints fan and you'd be like, ropeable with your first half, knowing you could have got some points in Canberra.
Yep.
What did you think watching it?
Yeah, terrible kicking for starters. It's been the tale as old as time for the Saints. So frustrating because it feels like getting the ball in the 50 is not the issue. It's then what happens. And at what point does Max King turn it on?
Oh, it's just frustrating as a Saints fan because they just could be they could be so much better than they are. Or maybe they're not that good, but they're just something in them wakes them up.
Yeah.
Like they're the hardest team to get a read on because I don't know if they're good or if they just have these spurts of 20, 30, 40 minutes where they're just very, very good and then take the foot off completely.
Agreed.
I like your point on Max King. Maxie, you're 6'9", you weigh 100 kegs. Come on. Let's start throwing the weight around.
Yeah, it's time.
Let's start throwing the weight around. He got some bruising in his knee and came out of the game. Got to need some mental fortitude here. Let's go. I think he'll play this week. But just begging for him to tear a game apart.
Absolutely. Because he can. I've seen it happen, but...
We've seen it happen. He's one of those players that you look at, and I went through it as well. When his confidence is up and about, fucking good luck stopping him. But when he's missed a few early, running under the ball, dropped a few, body pressure on him, that's when the questions come. It's like, okay, not going to be a great start for you. Maybe it takes you 3 quarters to get into a game. Maybe it takes 3 quarters of shit football, but in the last quarter, you can kick 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Like you're that good. You just need to work out how to get through certain periods of the game.
Yeah.
But I like the way that the Giants move the ball. The first time really watching him closely and how they move the ball, they just orange tsunami off half back, run in waves and cut you off half back.
Yeah.
They are lightning from half back. They use it well. And going forward, they are so scary. Finn Callahan coming off, Lockie Whitfield coming off. It's just impressive the way they're going about it at the moment. They get away with the win, but they'd be more concerned with their injury list. You had Sam Taylor got knocked out, not my fault. Canelio MCL, I think, 2 weeks. Josh Kelly has sore ribs and Kieran Briggs has a sore shoulder. Yeah. So they won, but also little bit of medical attention needed here going into a game against Carlton, who are also banged up as well. But the Giants keep on rolling. They're impressive.
And probably, can I just say, probably is... you could probably say that's maybe why St Kilda were allowed back into the game late on when you've got
a lot
those
of players off.
Players missing. It helps.
Yeah. I know. I think the Giants, it's so hard. Everyone's like, oh, who's going to play in the grand final this year? Who knows? But the Giants haven't give you, a bit like Geelong at the moment, haven't given you a reason to say why they can't.
Absolutely.
So they're the best team in the comp at the moment.
Yeah.
Until they show us that they're not. Fucking these guys. Fuck me.
Take your time.
I'm going to try and not be emotional here because that would be the easiest thing to do. Blues v Crows, and Crows win by 2 points.
Well done.
Why do the Crows fucking play their worst footy year after year and then they see Carlton and decide they want to turn into a fucking premiership team? It's just so fucking... And you just saw it coming from a fucking mile away as a Carlton fan. I sat here and I said, why do I feel like we could win this game by 10 goals or lose it by 5? And we didn't lose by 5, but you just saw it coming a week out. And the Blues were robbed. I'm going to say it. The Blues were robbed. Where were the umpires from last week? Some of those decisions... They would have been not free kicks against us last week if we had the right umpires. It's an absolute joke. But an arm wrestle all day. It's actually a good game to watch. It was very stressful as probably a Crows fan as well as a Blues fan. But arm wrestle all day. Carlton get to, I think it was 16 points with 7 minutes to go. And a bit like the Saints people, you start taking down the sponsors if you're Adelaide. Start going, okay, we see how this is going. And then the Crows just started winning the ball in the middle and rolling the dice. And everything they were touching just went forward into Rankin, who just stole the game, really. Couple of clunks up forward, got busy in the midfield. And they ended up winning the game, which is a massive reality check for the Blues. I mean, when Matt Owies had it inside 50 and decided to kick the grass, that was probably one of the signs where you go, this just isn't going to happen to us today.
Wasn't a great look, was it?
It wasn't a great look. And after sitting with the result for a couple of days, I've now gone from thinking we could definitely win a flag, which I still think we do, but I'm now more of a mindset where maybe we're just not as good or as far ahead as what we thought we were, because it has a lot of feeling of like last year, the season. The exact thing happened last year. We won the first couple in a row, and then we play the fucking Crows, and they derail us, and we lose 10 in a row. I'm a bit anxious as a Blues fan.
And now you look ahead to the Giants.
Giants, I think we play like a top 8 teams in the next 4 or something like that.
Ooh.
It's just, I don't know. I just feel like it feels very similar, eerily similar to last year.
Yeah, you're right. So you've got Giants, then you've got Geelong, then you've got Collingwood.
Oh.
Then you've got Melbourne.
Oh.
Then you've got Sydney in Sydney. And then you've got the Suns, which I don't know.
Up there or here?
At Marvel. So
That's a win. Fuck, we'll do that.
So round 11 is really when you're looking to get.
So we
things
could
back
lose
on.
5 in a row here.
You could.
And that's 4 and 5. And that's season the balance again. It's just so frustrating because we have 2 amazing weapons up forward with Charlie and Harry. And I think that sometimes that hurts us because we are so, you see them and you think just get it into them instead of actually having some ball movement, which as the Crows showed you, if defenders are going to roll off their opponents because we know we're going to Charlie and Harry every time, then Harry and Charlie are actually in 2v1s.
Yeah.
Every game. So we just need to work out, like I'm the coach, they need to work out how they're going to move the ball forward. I would love to see Harry and Charlie more in the lead. Charlie did a couple of times, but Harry at the moment feels like he's very much 1v1. I'm going to try and outmark you. So maybe that's hurting us a little bit. But as I said, Adelaide Crow defenders, they played it so well in defending Harry and Charlie, rolling off and defending, intercept marking, spoiling. Sam Berry came on as a sub and turned into fucking Dusty Martin, which was just unreal. Ben Keys turned into Eddie Betts. Every Crows player played into form, so you're welcome for that. It was typical. I just knew it was coming. A lot of players now for the Blues have done hammies as well, so the strength and conditioning team at Carlton, their dots would be twitching because Vossi's coming in there going, what's going on? What is happening here? And Matt Crouch got suspended for a week for his attack on the ball. So all in all, wasn't a great week for the Blues. Not a great week for the Blues. A lot of reflecting to do. And the Giants coming to town now, and we have to play them at Marvel. Thank God, the only thing that helps us, but still. Sam Walsh returned, and he was good.
Yeah.
I liked what he did.
Positive.
Returned, but we need something down back. I feel like we're very much Weeders, and then a bunch of guys. Adam Sard's now out. So, I don't know. A lot of people are saying take Adelaide Crows off the can play finals list, like uncross them. That's not going to happen.
Yeah,
you're 1 and 4.
What sort of personality trait would a Crows fan have to suggest
You are right on them.
being taken off that list? Would you say entitled?
Oh, yeah. They're your words, mate.
You win one game and you get taken off the list?
Mate, they were good. They were very good. A lot of questions about not their draft, but their young kids like Saligo.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did he come from?
Yep.
He was a bull inside. He was amazing. Saligo was good. Their older blokes just got going as well and helped guide the young kids. Matt Crouch was good. Brody Smith was decent off half back. Rory Laird was good in the middle. Again, for the second week in a row, it felt like the Blues mids got smacked inside.
Yeah.
Which is a massive concern because usually that's our strength.
Yeah.
So it's not a short week, but it's hopefully for the Blues a quick turnaround into the Giants. So then you can try and right some of those wrongs. Port v Freo. Port won by 3 points, but the Freo fans were still complaining about the umpires from last week, so that's why they're probably a bit distracted. I felt like the Freo fans it was a long week of just carrying on last week.
Bit of carry on.
Bit of Jetstar, you know.
Hey, Dad, that is very good.
Thank you.
That is very
Bit
funny.
of Virgin Terminal 4, you know.
Yeah.
Too much carry on.
Bit of Tiger.
Yeah, bit of Tiger Airways.
Bit of
Too
Bonza.
much carry on.
Yeah.
Bit of Bonza. Too much carry on.
That's excellent. I'm going to write
Thank
that
you.
down.
Their first half tactic of boring Port into submission worked. Mm-hmm. Even I fell asleep. But it just works. It just works. It's not pretty, but it just works.
Who said it has to be?
It doesn't have to be pretty.
Nope.
It doesn't have to look good at all. It can be ugly with a good personality.
Yep.
I'm not sure if Freo was that either, but they outplayed them the first half. Their defense and their mindset, the way they defend is the best in the league.
Yeah.
Not big names out there, and we know that everyone left them last year, but what they're doing as a defensive unit just ticks across the board. Alex Pearce is this year jumped up massively. Mm-hmm. He dominated Charlie all game. Charlie kicked one late to kind of put Port back in it, but for the all game, he was really, really good. And the defenders are very much thinking, fuck disposals, fuck the footy. We'll just defend like our lives depend on it. But deja vu for Freo. Led all game, then let it slip. Two best midfielders went to head, and I think Port just got him. Number 9 for Port, Butters. He is flying around out there. Jeez, he's quick. Flying a bit dangerous. I think did he get off or did he get a week?
I think he got a week.
He got off.
He got off,
Crouch
did he?
got one. Yeah, he got off.
Crouch got
he
one.
flew in late. He just flies around. Anytime you see number 9 on screen, he's not jogging. He's zipping around screen.
I am. One of the things I'm known for is
No.
messaging people.
No, you didn't message him.
Yeah. And he saw it and liked it, but didn't reply.
What did you say to him this weekend?
Oh, no, yeah, because I went to the
my
supermarket
God.
and bought one of those AFL minis, and I got Zach Butters.
And what? So you sent him a photo of it?
Yeah, and I said, great result. And he liked it. And didn't follow me back, didn't reply, just liked it. So I'm looking at you, Zach.
That's so good.
Looking at you.
You have to, yeah. I can't wait. If you want Ollie to message a player, let us know. And
Yeah.
we'll get him to message him.
Those DMs are like a landmine right now.
I know.
They're just
We wait till people get back to you and like actual players are seeing if you've messaged them and see who you won't even remember who you've messaged really
Nope.
after a few chicken wings and rosé,
anyone.
all sorts.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest name you've messaged? You reckon?
Biggest name, I think I remember distinctly once DMing The Rock, asking about his cheat meals because he'd have like waffles and tequila.
Oh, he would have liked that.
And I just went, hey, just want to let you know, it looks like one of the great cheat meals that I've ever seen.
That's so. There's nothing worse than getting that message out. The next day, it's worse. I remember last year trying to get I don't know why I was so pissed. I've done it twice actually. No, I don't want to say the first one. The first one sucks. The second one though I did was to Dom Dollar, trying to get tickets to the concert in December. I was blind. I was like, "Hey brother, massive fan of your work. Just wondering if I get a few tickets for the show in December." And he was like, "Man, I'm so sorry. I can't even get tickets for myself, like all my family. I'm so sorry." And the next morning I woke up, I was like, "Oh, I'm just a piece of shit."
Yeah. The worst one, I will say just quickly, was have you watched the show Colin from Accounts?
Briefly, they hit the dog.
Yeah, about the dog. So I love those two actors, Harriet and Patrick Bramwell, and had a few rosés.
No.
Watched the entire series, DM'd Patrick Bramwell and just said, "Look, mate, I just want to tell you, like, Australian TV is in such good hands. Like the direction that you're bringing things to, like with your passport with the Moody's and no activity and all these things, like it's just so good. But I also just want to say to you, Patrick, that you and Harriet have such great on-screen chemistry. Get this, I didn't know they're married.
Oh,
They're married in real life.
That's
and I've
so
just gone,
bad.
I just want to let you know that you guys have great chemistry.
It's giving me flashbacks. It's not really the same, but when I moved up to the Suns and I was trying to like not hook up with girls, but get to like, I don't know, hang out with girls. I don't know, trying to message them.
Sure.
I was adding everyone on the Gold Coast.
Sure, okay.
I was like, oh, you know what? Like,
You don't know anyone.
I don't know anyone.
Yeah.
I'll make some friends.
Yep.
You know, these are girls. I'm a guy.
Sure.
That's how these things work. And I'd message them and they'd be like, hey, thanks for the random ad. I'm like, oh, no worries. I think I was like, oh, I think you're from my uni. They weren't from my uni. And they'd be like, so what do you do up here? Like, what are you doing? And I'd say, moved up here for footy.
You would have loved that line. Oh, whatever. Just sort of.
I moved up here for the Gold Coast Suns. I'm a player here, so whatever.
Yeah, did they say, oh, you play for the Titans?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's that? No, fuck, that didn't work. So grim. So, yeah, went on to Port. They got a win here. They now move out of playing at home because I said they've been playing there for years, it felt like. Now they get to get away from Adelaide and play Pies at the MCG, which would be a big test for them. And we'll get to see where they're at. Same as Freo. I think we kind of know Freo around the mark now. They'll be okay. They'll be all right this year. They get to go home and they'll get a few wins there and be right back in the mix. Next game was Sun v Hawks, and just the Suns beat the absolute fuck out of them. And as a Hawks player, there's nothing worse than the coach and your leadership group saying, bring the mouth guards Monday.
Yeah.
That means you're going to have the worst week ever. And I actually think it means you're going to have a worse week playing the game.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get so badly beaten up and not actually do anything that's going to relate to fixing your game plan except for being like, let's beat each other up here.
So providing context, I assume I know exactly what Sam Mitchell means by, bring your mouth guard. It's going to be a lot more physical. It's going to be punishing. But what would that actually look like? Does it mean, so like normally it's contact, but not obviously full contact, but this potentially would be, this is 100% game simulation?
I think it'd be very much one-on-one stuff.
Okay.
Like Sam Mitchell after the game said that they're too far into their development to have results like this. So from what I would take out of that is that they're going to do a lot of one-on-one tackling to stop being, stop tackles being broken, one-on-one defending, forward craft, whatever it might be. I don't think it's going to look like in the sense of let's beat the fuck out of each other, but I think it's going to be a lot of one-on-one contested work. Bring your mouth guards. Because normally in season, you just don't do that. Right. Like that's the last thing you want to do. Avoid corkies or little niggles that you have. The last thing you want to do is actually contact work in season.
So what do you actually do at training then?
In season is very much more ball movement stuff. Sure. Out of stoppage, how we link up out of stoppage. Out of back line, how are we switching or whipping forward flyers. Out of the forward line, are we now leading lanes? Am I leading up and you're coming into my vacuum? Am I wheeling around after I lead? What is it? That's what you do in season. You're just tweaking things and refining it. You never, ever really do that stuff that's pre-season hard-on-hard contact work because it is so, right now in the season, you're all about just staying healthy and staying the AFL season literally is, a lot of it comes down to how you play, but it's which team's going to be the healthiest. Like you look at Richmond right now, they are fucking nowhere. And that's going to be a long year for them. It was always going to be a long year for them given where they're at, but now it's going to be longer given their injury list. So in season, it's just a battle to survive the longest and be the healthiest.
Yep.
So I don't think as a Hawthorn person doing that is going to make a big difference to how you're going to play the game. It's just probably more for the players to be like, listen, let's get going here. It's a wake-up call. Wake the fuck up. The season started here. For the Suns, we've been sleeping on them massively. And I thought this was going to be another year, a typical Suns year where they start off really well, they're really good at home, and they get smacked when they come to Melbourne. But I know they had the one game in Ballarat. It wasn't good against the Dogs, but they feel different here. They've got good, now in a position, and they always have had it, but good young kids who can play. Rao, Anderson, Ainsworth, King was really good up forward. Got Power down back. Like you have this core of players now, about 10 of you who are just good players with more than 50 games under your belt. You're going to be okay.
Yeah.
I still want to see them come to the G or go interstate and do the same stuff.
Well, they got a big job on their hands against the Swans at the SCG this week.
Awesome test. As if you're not Dimmer and the Suns going, how good?
Yeah.
Fucking have that. Have that all day of the week. You'd want that test. And they could do it. They don't mind playing the SCG. They did it a few years ago where they went there and stole a win from them. So I think that they'll be okay this year. But in saying that, I still feel like if they were to play finals, they'd sneak into the finals. They'd probably get a team from Melbourne, and you just could feel that they'd get done by 10 goals. Like I think that's the next step is really going to these interstate trips and being like, let's put it on here. Yep. Let's show everyone what we got. But for the Hawks boys, big week. Big week coming up. The graveyard. Probably the best graveyard in a while.
It was good, wasn't it?
It was a good graveyard. I mean, this Cats-Kangas game was just, the Cats just beat the shit out of the Roos. Like, just fucking thumped them. And it was from the first bounce to the last bounce. Just smacked them around. And kudos to Geelong for having that mindset, because that would be hard to run out there and know you're going to smack them and beat the living shit out of them, but to actually do it for 4 quarters is another thing. Yesterday was just bad for the Roos. Very, very, very bad. And they're now 10 wins from the last 87 games.
Ooh.
Just disgusting.
That's a horrible stat.
Disgusting. And you look at it and you go, this rebuild hasn't really even started.
No.
Like you don't, Larky, nothing. I mean, Charlie Coleman's been good down back in 2 games, but LDU, Sheasel, 3 names where you go, okay, we can build a team with this. Hasn't really started at all.
God, 10 in 87. I had no idea it went that deep.
Bad. I feel like, I mean, my expectations of this team were low this year, but holy shit, they weren't that bad. Yeah. Like to go not even land a punch or show some fight. I didn't think that they'd be this bad this year. And it makes that last game last year to not throw it. They could have Harley Reid. See what Harley's doing? I think you throw a Harley Reid in this team with an LDU and a Jai Simpkin moving a Sheezel into the middle of the wing. And that midfield looks fucking good for 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's pretty bad. It's pretty grim for the Roos. And I just don't know where they go. Like, I just don't have any. I think it's a year of just the same shit. They could be the first. At least West Coast show up and compete. At least they did that against Sydney in Gather Round. They did that this week when they got a win. At least they show that. North don't show anything. They know there's no grunt there. It's two goes down and they just roll over.
Yeah.
Like, I want them to at least look like they want to be out there.
Yeah, and we'll get to it in a second. But case in point, Richmond's hot start against West Coast. If that was against North, 19
just
points
don't
down,
show
it would have been it. But, you know.
Just like they've got to show something. Because they were the first quarter wasn't too bad. They were down 2 or 3 goals, but at least they were in it. Then after that, it just turned to nothing. And that's where we get to a point in watching the games, and I couldn't imagine being a fan for them, but knowing that every week, if you get 2 goals, 3 goals down, you may as well go home because they're not going to fire a shot. I would love to see Harry Sheezel in the middle now. We know his backline experiment has worked. We know he can get 35 to 40 off a half back line. His damaging touches aren't going to do anything for the Kangaroos if they're coming from half back to centre, because there's nothing, or at the moment, there's no player for the Roos that can get a ball inside 50 and link up with a Larky or a Zerha or a Paul Curtis. There's no link there. They're going at 36% inside 50.
Yeah.
The league average is 53%. So they're so far below league average. No wonder that it just breaks down from centre forward into side 50. I think now's the time, if you're Alistair Clarkson, knowing the season is gone, realistically, they're not going to do anything. Put him in the middle or put him to half forward because you know he's going to have 40 down there. Let's see what he can do in the midfield. What can he do with LDU around him? What can he do when he's playing on another mid? Why not?
I like it.
Why not? Jeremy Cameron is just... He is the most relaxed, laid-back player ever. Like, laid-back superstar. He's allowed to do whatever he wants out there. And I generally think that Chris Scott goes, I'll say a half forward, but whatever. I don't care where you go. He was at half back. He was at full back for a bit. Like, it's amazing what he's doing. And to watch it for the first time yesterday, where he goes, it's as a defender, you'd be like, I don't have to follow you to my forward line. Like, that sounds stupid. So his defender sits all the way back, and that's why he can have 30, because he loses his defender and then sprints forward. He's by himself. So he loses his defender in play, which is so just a massive fuck you to the opposition.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
And I love it. But he's allowed to do what he wants, and it's working for him. Shout out to everyone who got on the feed on Sportsbet. Get another one.
Is that 3 in a row?
3 in a row. Double-digit wins. He was paying $11 to kick 6 or more, and we got on him. So everyone who was hungry in the feed, you're welcome. We got another one there. 3 weeks in a row of us hitting $10 or $11 or more bets.
That's very impressive.
Just feeding him. Just feed him. That's what I'm doing. Geelong are now 5-0. Soft draw. They have had a soft draw, but you know what? They can only beat who they can beat. I think they have Brisbane next week, so that will be... We'll know where they're at next week.
In Brisbane
Saturday.
Yep.
Big. Awesome. That'll be a real test. But they get back... I mean, Guthrie still has to come in the team. Danger has to come back in the team. And Tommy Hawke comes back in the team. So they're the second best team. Yeah, second best team. And so then the market, Sportsbet, still has them at $10 to win it all.
Yeah. There you go.
I don't think they could... They don't strike me as a team that could win a premiership, you know? They strike me as just a good team. They haven't given me, like, premiership feeling.
No.
And maybe it's because of who they've played so far. But I didn't see they'll be good this year.
The other test they've got is not playing a GMHBA. So they'll go up to Brisbane and then they come back to play the Blues, but that'll be at the MCG.
True.
You know, so a few games like that, you know, because you go down to Geelong, that's tough.
Everyone complained about Nords over. GMHBA isn't that much better. That boundary line is pretty soccery.
Yeah.
It doesn't do a lot of arcing. So, all those Nord people complaining probably got a point. West Coast v Richmond, we called this one. This was great to watch, just to get around them. We said that they're going to get the Tigers here, and 15 minutes in the first quarter, I was like, fuck. Like, this is bad. And then they just went bang, 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 and was straight back in the game after the first quarter. And then, I mean, West Coast played good, but I felt like Richmond made them look like Hawthorn of 2013, 14, 15, like the three-peat Hawks. Like they just made them look really, really good. And the Richmond don't have a lot out there at the moment. They've got a full, genuine, half a VFL team playing. Back to their injury list, but to West Coast, they were just good, like really good. Harley Reid had 27 and a goal. People saying he stiff-armed Dusty. He didn't stiff-arm Dusty.
He's so stiff-armed.
Nah, not really.
Oh.
He fell over after he stiff-armed him. I don't think there was a lot of people saying,
It was a quick
stiff-arm.
edit, wasn't it, in the
It was,
highlights?
it was very quick.
We'll trim
very
back.
quick.
Yeah.
But, hey, he took the piss and he's their future. Yeah. So that if you're a West Coast fan and you want to be excited about anything, it's like, okay, let's get excited about Harley Reid. Let's also sign him to a big contract.
Yep.
Because I think that the carrot's going to be dangled there for him now to leave, like it always is. So hopefully if he comes out and just signs like a 5-year deal, it'd be great.
Yeah.
For West Coast. Give him something to be excited about. Jake Waterman turned into vintage Wayne Carey for a bit there, kicked 6'2", which was unbelievable. I did not have that. I think he was paying 101 to kick 6.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know if anyone got on him. Tim Kelly was big for them as well. Elliot Yeo as well had 15 clearances, and he's just adding some dollar signs to his next contract. And you could just see it as the game progressed that the more you gave West Coast confidence and a sniff of a win, the young players said, we like this. Like any young team, we like this sniff. We'll have some more. And they just rolled on. And for Richmond, they're at rock bottom. I mean, they have literally no one available to pick from. I think they had some, I don't know what the numbers are on the injury list, but there's a lot on the injury list. And the only positive for them that you could take out of it is that they have a bye next week.
Yep.
So they don't have to cop another week of that. So, and you can normally look at the Tigers and say, as we have all season, you don't roll over. Like you're pretty good at staying in the game. But this was just fully roll over and put the pants down.
If it wasn't for Bolton,
Be bad. And that's going to be the question this year, especially when everyone's out. If it's not Bolton, and if he's down on his usual self, and if Dusty's on his usual self, you're probably looking at a couple 100-point losses.
Yep.
Which is grim for Richmond. But they can't help it. You can't help injuries at all.
No, that's true.
But you can not roll over.
Yeah. You can have a better structure to not be blown out.
100%. Yeah. There'll be positives out of this for them to start playing young players. But I just think that, as a Richmond fan, it's hard to say don't be flat because you would be flat with that loss. But there's obviously some realistic factors into why this happened. So don't be totally disheartened. I don't know who they'll have the bye, so they're okay. They'll probably lose to the bye anyway. Well, that rims up the... that's every game, isn't it?
That's it.
It is every game. Well done. We were going to do the Gatorade stuff. We're going to vote a player in today, so we'll put that up on socials. I don't know who's going to be in there yet. I have to look at it around. We'll go through that. But thank you again for listening. Ollie has training tomorrow night.
Yeah.
We'll get an update on that on Thursday's episode.
Oh, dear.
Look out. So we'll be back. Once again, thank you for listening to us, and we'll be back in your ears on Thursday.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.